Oh, hey. Yeah, so you want to know if I'm interested in the Switch Lite? That's a good question. I mean, I I had to really decide, did I want to buy this in the first place? And I actually did a video where I say I finally broke down and bought myself a Nintendo Switch. And if you watch my videos, if you know who I am, or watch anything that I do, you'll know that I pretty much play a lot of old stuff. I play all the old games. I play Atari, I play Intellivision, I play ColecoVision, Commodore 64, and classic Nintendo and stuff. And a lot of my newer stuff, I mean, what I call new would be like PlayStation and PlayStation 2. And so getting into Nintendo Switch was really hard for me because I didn't know if I'd be able to, enjoy the games that came on the Switch. I didn't know if they would be over my head and all that other kind of stuff. And the other thing is the price. The price really, bothered me. Paying that kind of money for a video game system. Now, ultimately, what changed my mind, or what made me come to the decision to buy one, was I haven't bought a system in a long time. I mean, to be fair, the last system I bought was the Wii. Before this, obviously, and that was many years ago. And I waited many years until the Wii came down in price before I actually picked it up. And even then, I was it was really not sure. I was on the fence. In fact, I tried to go out on Boxing Day to get one for a discount. It didn't happen. I ended up paying full retail, but whatever. I ended up with a Wii. So the Switch was the same thing. And so it's been really hard for me to think, well, is this something that I'm going to play or I'm going to enjoy as much as I like playing my old games? And so far, I kind of like this. I really like the Switch. Unfortunately, my daughter also likes the Switch a lot. And she's been playing a lot of games on this thing. In fact, every time she gets home, it's pretty much she runs to the Switch. And so, lo and behold, this new Switch Lite is now coming out. And it's cheaper. And for someone like me, who only has the Switch in the house, that almost became a thought. Do I pick it up? Because, the price point is, where it's at. It's about, well, it's saying it's going to be about, what, $199 US. I don't know what it's going to be here in Canada. I'm assuming not going to be $200. But still considerably less than, say, picking up the Switch or picking up another Switch at, $379, I believe, is what it's running at now for the Switch. I mean, I paid a lot of money for this thing. And the other thing is it worth it? Because, I've seen a few, people chatting about it online. I've seen some Twitter posts. I've seen a YouTube video on it or two. And a lot of people are talking about the fact that it doesn't hook up to the TV. So yeah, the new Switch, or the Switch Lite, what they're calling it, is kind of like this. It's kind of like the new Nintendo 3DS, in a sense. Only it looks more like a Switch, and it plays the Switch games. So is it a Switch or is it a Game Boy? Well, I don't even think they even call it Game Boy anymore. To me, that's a Game Boy. So this kind of I guess became obsolete now. And this became the new handheld. So are people using this as a handheld, or are they using it as a console? Well, I guess that also depends on who you are. I mean, to me, I would personally rather hook this thing up to my TV and play over the nice, giant, big screen TV. It's the way I've always enjoyed playing. Even when I had a Game Boy, I still preferred playing my Nintendo on the big TV than playing the little tiny Game Boy. The Game Boy to me was for road trips. Taking it on the road, taking it to school, taking it places where I can't take my TV and Nintendo with me. So funny enough, the Switch comes along, giving you both options, and now you're deciding, do I ever play this as a handheld, or do I play this as a console? And I'm finding myself more and more I don't really enjoy playing it too much in this mode. I like it hooked up to my TV. But I'm finding my daughter, though, she really loves playing this as a handheld. And that's good, because then I get to watch my TV. So as you can see, we have this hooked up to our main TV. I mean, I have a little tiny one down here that I play my video games on. But in all fairness, it's not hooked up to the cable or anything else. So unless I want to watch snow, I have to watch TV upstairs. So it's a tough call now. I'm like, maybe this might be something I can consider. Now it is $200, so that's not exactly pocket change. But hey, what if I pick that up and say, this is your Switch and this is my Switch? Just a thought in my head. And in fact, I was, talking on Twitter to another YouTuber, Captain Algebra, and he kind of brought up, he doesn't see any need for the Switch, and I kind of made a little statement saying that, well, what if your child hijacks your console or your Switch? And of course, he made another comment saying, well, then that's just bad parenting. I think he was just joking, obviously, but, it made sense. It's like, well, you got kids, and I started to think about the fact that in the past, my parents never played video games. Like, you would never see my mom with a video game, or my dad, for that matter. It just didn't happen. I mean, we had the Intellivision, we had the Atari, we got a Commodore 64. I eventually got the Atari, the Nintendo. Never once did I ever have to compete with my parents for the Nintendo. And I had it hooked up to an external monitor, which I guess is good, that I didn't have to worry about it being hooked up to the TV. And so, back then I didn't have that problem. Now as an adult, I have a kid who I somehow managed to get into video games. I don't know how that happened. And she loves this thing. And now she's on it all the time. But she's typically on it like this, unless I go and plug it into the TV and say, let's play it on the TV. In fact, we just downloaded Super Mario Maker 2, which I'm really enjoying, but I don't have time to learn how to play it because she won't stop playing it herself, which is kind of annoying. And of course, I also downloaded the Nintendo emulator thing. And that's another thing. The Switch Lite, I wonder if they're going to give some kind of package with it that'll allow you to play those games better or for free or something like that. That would be kind of neat. I don't know if that's going to happen. But, the fact that it's just going to be a portable thingy makes you wonder, what are they going to do for it? Is it just going to be your typical Switch games? And from what I understand, too, is it's not going to have the Joy-Cons cannot be removed off of it, and they don't have those sensor things. So certain games aren't going to work. Now, when I first got this, the first game I bought with it, well, I bought two games. I bought Zelda and I bought the Super Mario Wii U game for it. And I got really hooked on Zelda for a while. I was just playing that nonstop. And there's, parts in the game where you gotta move the controller like this. It uses the motion thing. I don't think that's on that Switch Lite thing. So I guess there's sacrifices that had to be made. Now, I'm sure they will come up with fixes for that and things in the future. But that's just things to consider. I won't be able to really play Zelda properly on it. Neither will my daughter, because she really got into that too. And then it made me wonder what else. But the other thing that really struck me is that apparently it's going to have the regular D-pad. And that's this thing, this plus sign thing. In case you don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But the Nintendo Switch itself just has the 4 buttons. And I really just noticed this the other day when I tried playing the Super Mario Maker on the Switch. And I tried to play it, no, sorry, it was not the Super Mario Maker. I was playing the Nintendo emulator thing, playing actual Super Mario Brothers, the real Super Mario Brothers, the original NES version. And I thought it was weird using this little thing, this little joystick thing. And I wanted to play it like I do on the Nintendo. And then I realized these are buttons, not a D-pad. And I found it awkward. Now, I know there's like things you can buy that you stick on there and you turn it into a D-pad. I'm not thrilled about that idea. I paid a lot of money for this. I don't think I'm going to buy aftermarket things that glue onto this thing. And these things are expensive. These Joy-Cons are expensive, so I don't want to ruin it. So that's not really something I'm interested in doing. This Switch Lite thing apparently is going to have the D-pad on there. That's another plus. So, I don't know. Right now, it's really just going to come down to money. $200 is okay. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to justify it. But at the same time, the thought of having my Switch back, maybe I can, I could play the Switch whenever I want because she could have her own Switch and leave my Switch alone. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, that was just my thought. I just wanted to throw that out there. Seems interesting. I like what they're doing. This is typical Nintendo. This is what they do. They came out with many different Game Boys at the same time. You know, they came out with the Game Boy Lights, the Game Boy Slims, the Game Boy Color Advance, and then they came out with all these DS things. And that's what they do. That's what Nintendo does. Anyways, hope you liked the video. Let me know what you think down below. Are you going to be picking this thing up, even if you already own a Switch? Or is this going to be your first Switch? Let me know down in the comments below. Hope you liked the video. Hope you subscribe. Talk to you later.